everybody, it's Murphy Gray Hunter, and we are back for Vlogoween day 30. Guys, Halloween is tomorrow. I mean, I just can't believe it's already here. It's so sad. Why can't we just have like 2 months of October, you know? But anyway, so yeah, so today is Wednesday, October 30th, and it's about 3:45 in the afternoon. All right, guys, so today I'm going to do my video on Rosemary. But first, let me show y'all my cup of the day. Here is my cup of the day for all you Frankenstein lovers. Isn't he adorable? Look how cute he is. He's like, duh. I got this at Walgreens. Yeah, Walgreens. I told you guys when I went to Walgreens, I got those 2 cups. It was buy one, 50% off the other. Or they were both 50% off. Sorry. They're all Halloween stuff's 50% off. So these were $5.99 to be exact. So not bad. And so I got them half off. They had another one like this, but it was a mummy. So the one that I showed you yesterday with the little trick-or-treat cauldron with the little feet, and then they had this one, and they had a mummy, and then they had some Nightmare Before Christmas, but those were $9.99, which they would only have been $5, but I didn't like any of the ones that they had. So, but he's so adorable, right? I normally don't like to buy round cups that have this lip right here. You can see it here on this side, this lip. Because when you drink, it feels like it goes everywhere, right? Because it's got to go over it. I don't know, but it's so cute. All right. Okay, guys. All right, so you're going to see a video of me going outside and getting rosemary. I have 2 rosemary plants outside, and but I didn't pick from those. I went on a little adventure, and I went and I picked the 2 different types. So I'm gonna just give you some little tidbits about rosemary. Obviously you can do your own research and come up with a lot more information, but basically there are 2 different types of rosemary. You know, yes, there are different varieties, but basically there are 2 types. You have the 2 different types of shrubs. The one shrub that they grow upright, and then the second shrub is what they call ground covers, and that's the one that kind of goes squiggly like this, and it kind of goes around and everywhere. So let me show you the 2 different types. So this one comes from the shrub that's upright. Oh, it smells amazing. So it just grows like this straight up, and I'm going to show you in the video. Straight up like that. This is my favorite kind to get, because it's when I make like say you're going to use this to make a sage, like you do a smudge wand, like you do sage. Well, you could use this, and then you can put other stuff with it. You can put sage, you can put bay leaves, you can put roses, whatever you want. Or if you want to make a great big fat one, and you go ahead and you can make a bundle. Go ahead and tie this up to make a bundle like they do a sage stick. They're very simple to do, but anyway, they're easy to do with like these for me, that they're straight up. So this one came from the upright shrub, and then hold on, these little pieces here, these little pieces came from the ground shrub, the ground cover. So they're called ground covers. They grow like this, kind of to the side and all wiggly like that. They kind of grow like this. And so these are great. I mean, because if you're going to dry them and take all of the little leaves off, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it comes from an upright or not, because once this completely dries, you can just, but I got these small ones because I wanted you to see the difference in both of these. And yes, these grow to be a lot bigger than these. These grow long too, but they don't grow like this. They're just kind of curvy. But I got these small ones because I'm going to use these to make some oils. And then I'm going to, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I think I might make a smudge bundle. Maybe I'll make a smudge bundle and show y'all how to do it. Just a regular rosemary. But anyway, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert the video right here so y'all can see me out in the wilderness. Not so much the wilderness, but getting the shrubs, and then we'll come right back. Rosemary grows out in the wild. See, this one is a bush that, like a shrub that has the long standing up ones. I'm gonna go to another store and I'm gonna show you what the ones look like that are kind of the ground rosemary, and these are the tall ones that stand up. Okay, I just picked like 4 or 5 of these, and I was gonna get more because, you know, but I only need this much to show y'all what I'm gonna do with it. And I have 2 plants at home, but I didn't want to like be sitting here like chopping down all their landscape, because this is in front of our Dollar General. Oh man, the car smells amazing. Okay, so you see here all of these little shrubs here, these are all rosemary, but this is more of the ground cover one that they grow. You know, the 2 different types that I told you about, the one that grows straight up and then the one that has more ground coverage. And this one kind of grows down, even though it grows kind of round, but still. So this is a shopping center. They're putting up the carnival. So in this shopping center, they mostly, all of these little landscape areas, see like over there and over there, all of them have rosemary. I mean, this is a big shopping center, so I can always find fresh rosemary if I'm looking for it. But see how those are much shorter, and these are still good. I mean, you can definitely dry these and use these. In fact, I'm probably going to pick a few of these so I can make some oil. But the long sprigs I like if you're going to be making, you know, smudge sticks or something like that. But still, here in Texas, I don't know around anywhere else, but here in Texas, it's considered to be like a very easy shrub to plant for landscaping, because it needs very minimum like care. It's one of those idiot proof plants that you can grow. And I hate when they come in, they chop them all up, like they like trim them, but of course, you know, everything's dying because it's fall. Actually today it's 48 degrees out, so it feels amazing. But other than that, I mean, like the train station that's not too far from us, the metro, they grow a lot. They have a lot of rosemary in their landscape area, and it's a tall one that I like. So sometimes if I want those tall sprigs, I'll just go in there and chop a few, and then I leave cornmeal down as a little offering of taking, you know, whatever I take. That's just something I've always done. There's really no purpose behind it other than that's something my grandmother told me. And whenever you take anything from nature, you should leave an offering of some sort, but leave something that's biodegradable. So that's why I leave cornmeal, because she told me that, and also because, you know, it'll go back into the earth. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I'm about to go to Chick-fil-A and get some food for my family. But yes, in here in Texas, mostly all of the shopping centers have rosemary everywhere, because it's so easy to grow, it's pretty, it smells good, and it's here basically all year round. All right. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to read you the information that I have in my book. This book here, I got, if y'all don't know the story behind this book, y'all let me know and I will retell the story. But this is my big medical book, my home remedy book. You guys know I don't like taking medication, but I will if I need to. And this book has a bunch of my magical recipes, home remedies. I have things in here on tinctures. I have salves that I make, something on like stomach bugs, spider bite, like all kinds of things. So let's just say, for example, you get bit by a spider. Okay, so I have this written on spider bites. Oh, my ears are ringing. So I have everything kind of, and I just put different colored inks in here to kind of separate I know the light's horrible, to kind of separate everything. And so I'll put like home remedies in here if there's something you can make, or if there's a tea you can drink, or whatever it is. And then I also have medication you can go and buy over the counter if that's what you need to go get. So anyway, the reason why I'm showing you this is because I have my rosemary stuff in here. So here's my rosemary here, here, and here. All right, so let's go over rosemary. Oh, it feels amazing outside. I didn't mind going out to get some Chick-fil-A for my tribe. Okay, so rosemary is a very easy plant to grow, or shrub to grow. That's why they have it so many places. It's a really great fill-in. It's one of those idiot-proof ones. It really is. People want to plant stuff that looks good, smells good, and is very easy to maintain. And rosemary, for us here in Texas, that we don't get really, really cold, it blooms all year round. Like, I mean, it doesn't completely die down. We always have some. And so, again, it's very easy to grow. It loves a lot of sun. It needs very little shade. And the only thing that it requires is that it does require plenty of drainage. It doesn't like to sit in water. It doesn't want to sit in moist dirt. I hate that word. I think all of us do. Like, this cake is moist. Ooh, she's feeling moist down there. See, doesn't work. So let's just use another word. So it doesn't like to sit in wet soil. So you do need a lot of drainage. So if you're going to put some in a pot, make sure you put some rocks on the bottom of it to create great drainage. But don't cover up the little drainage holes. But yeah, and then make sure when you do go buy a plant, or if you're going to start it from seeds, or you're going to buy it that's already sprouted, make sure you look to make sure it's an upright shrub, or if you want the ground cover. I have one of each, but my favorite is the upright because of what I use it for, to make all kinds of stuff. So when you're going to, if you're going to pick some from a place that, especially a place that you don't know, especially if it's like out in public like that, like in the shopping centers or wherever they might have it, make sure you wash it really well, because especially public places like that will have people come and spray pesticides to, control any ants or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you wash whatever you picked very well, especially if you're going to eat it. Make sure you wash it very, very well. And then just lay it to dry. Now, you can either wash it really well. Now, when you do wash it, be very careful, gentle with it, because you don't want to remove all of the leaves. So just, be very gentle with it and wash it really well. And once it's done, you can tie it up with a piece of string like this. Just tie it, and then you can hang it, like you see in all the cool witch cottages. Or you can wash it really well, like I do. I lay it down on my table on paper towels, and I lay it like that, just out to dry. The reason why I personally don't like to hang it upside down, because as it starts to dry, the little leaves start falling off, and I don't want all that on the floor. I want to be able to have it all. And once it's dry, it's so easy to remove these. I just pull it from this side on bottom up, hold on to the bottom, and then you're just going to use your fingers like this, and you're just going to go just like this, all the way down like that. And the leaves will just come right off clean. So that you can do that when it's completely dry. Otherwise, you're going to be picking them. Just dry it like that, right on it. And then just pull it down, and it'll come all off. But this is so pretty. So when you go to make anything and you want a long sprig, it looks so pretty in there. That's why I like the upright. But they're both great. I mean, they're both great. I mean, you get what you need, right? All right. So, rosemary is rich in vitamin B, folic acid. It's rich in vitamin A and vitamin C. The minerals, it has calcium, potassium, magnesium, iron, and copper, plus a few other minerals. It is an antioxidant, so it's really good for inflammatory, if you have any type of inflammatory issues. It's really good for that. And I say that because they sell rosemary tablets. So if you want to take rosemary, you can get it in a tablet. I mean, I just don't see somebody eating tons of rosemary every single day. So if you want to include that into your supplements, you can find it like at wherever they sell vitamins, and you can find just a rosemary. Just like you find the oregano tablets, you can find the rosemary tablets. You can also drink it in a tea. You can drink it, infuse, make a tea. Now, here's the thing. Yes, you can take some of these and you can put it into your little tea. You can buy tea bags and put some of that in there, or you can buy the little, I forget what they call it, the tea steeper, and you can put some of those rosemary in there and you can steep it. Now, just be really careful when you are ingesting that much rosemary. And I'm going to go over the precautions in a minute. Let me just talk to you a little bit about the health benefits of rosemary. Rosemary helps to boost your memory. It detoxifies the body. It improves your mood, increases your immunity. It protects from bacterial infections. It really helps to promote hair growth. It helps to prevent cancer. It supports strong bones. It balances fluid. It's antiviral. It's great for eye care. Helps with depression. It's a stimulant. Prevents premature aging. Y'all like, oh shit, let me just rub it all over my face. Reduces inflammation. It relieves pain. It stimulates circulation. Treats skin conditions. It's a respiratory health. Antibacterial, helps relieve tension. It helps with digestion, helps with migraines, relieves gout, anti-stress, anti-stress, and skincare. There are so many other benefits. These are just some that I wrote in my book. I really do suggest that you look up, go on YouTube, go on Pinterest. There's so many things. Like if you go on Pinterest and you just type up rosemary, you're going to see so many different varieties of how you can use rosemary, like how it's beneficial to your health, how you can use it in recipes, how can you can make it in teas, you can make oils. It's so many things you can do with it. Okay, so let's talk about the precautions of rosemary. All right, so there could be some potential side effects of rosemary. Now, you want to make sure that you consult with your doctor, or a pharmacist, but especially your doctor, because your doctor knows your health. If you're taking this herb with any other prescribed medication. So let's just say that you have a problem with inflammation. You have a problem with edema, and you're taking a medication to help you with that. And then you decide, well, you know what? I heard rosemary is really good for inflammation. So I'm going to take that with that pill. So what you want to do is make sure you ask your doctor first. If you are taking any type of medication and you want to take an herbal supplement, please make sure to check with your doctor. There are several herbal medications that you can take, like supplements that you can take, like that helps relieve high blood pressure, but you can't take it with your high blood pressure medicine. It'll counteract, it won't end up helping you. It ends up hurting you. So before you take any supplement, make sure you talk to your doctor first. And do your research. That's so important before you just take anything. It's not recommended that you use rosemary with children under the age of 18. That doesn't mean that you can't make a pasta dish or chicken dish or anything you want to make that has fresh rosemary. This just means don't be giving your child a rosemary supplement if they're under the age of 18. Herbs are very, very beneficial, but they're also very potent. So you have to, children can't tolerate a lot of certain things. So make sure, if it is something that you really want to do, talk to their pediatrician. But I do not recommend that you give rosemary to a child under the age of 18. Ooh, that's tart. It's lemonade. Rosemary should not be taken with people who have high blood pressure, ulcers, Crohn's disease, or a ulcer like a colitis. So again, if you have high blood pressure, this does not mean you can't have rosemary chicken. It just means you cannot ingest a large quantities of rosemary. And definitely don't take the supplement if you have any type of health issues. Ask first. It could alter your blood sugar levels. It could interfere with any drugs taken to control diabetes. Now, again, this has to be large quantities of rosemary, or this has to be you taking a supplement every day for you to have these precautions, okay? Or these side effects. The oil can be toxic if you ingest it. You should never be taken orally. The oil alone, not infused teas or etc. So what I meant by that is that if you're going to make a rosemary oil, it can be toxic if you ingest that oil. But if you're using it like to infuse a tea or something, it won't. Just like, so if you infuse, like, I know some people like the thought of having like vegetable oil or olive oil with infused rosemary, and you put the sprig of rosemary in your oil. Yeah, it looks beautiful. However, this is infusing your oil every single day, and there's a lot of natural essential oils in this rosemary by itself. So you want to be very, very careful. For me, if I wanted to have oil, like vegetable oil or whatever type of oil, olive oil infused with rosemary, I would purchase it from somebody who knew what they were doing. For me, fuck it, I would probably poison myself. But it looks so pretty. But you just want to be careful. That's where your research goes. And again, it has to be large quantities. Now, if you're using your olive oil like every single day, you're going to go through it, I don't think it would bother you. But for me, that I don't use oil on an everyday basis, it would probably become toxic. Or if you're making infused waters. I made a video a long time ago showing that you can infuse water with rosemary, but that's because I drank it right away. So I forgot to mention that, like, you cannot make, like, I pre-make some waters in mason jars, especially during spring and summer. So like cucumber water is one of my favorites. So I'll cut up cucumbers and I'll put it in a mason jar with water, and I'll put it in the refrigerator, and then it's so good, right? And then you have time for all of the nutrients from whatever you're putting in your water to infuse your water. Well, I did that with rosemary. However, I drank that water within that day. You don't let it sit in there for days, because that's when you can get yourself in trouble. So please just do your research on that. The herb may affect the blood's ability to clot and could interfere with any blood thinning drugs that you are taking. So if you are taking any type of blood, somebody was calling me. So if you're taking any type of heparin or any type of blood thinner, you definitely want to ask your physician before you take a rosemary supplement. Again, this does not mean you cannot have rosemary tea or rosemary chicken or rosemary whatever. Large quantities. Rosemary may interfere with the action of the ACE inhibitors, high blood pressure medication, and any other types of medication. So if you're taking any type of medications for respiratory, even though rosemary is good for respiratory health, again, this all depends on what your condition may be. So I know it's just rosemary. People don't think that taking an herbal supplements, you think, oh, I'm taking an herbal supplement, that means it's healthy. It is healthy. But if you have, that's a very concentrated amount of that herb in that tablet, and you're taking this every single day. Sometimes some of them are twice a day. So again, herbs and plants, all that are so good. As a vegan, yes, they're very beneficial. They can do wonders for you. But if you are already taking a prescribed medication for an illness, please make sure that you check with your physician, because it could counteract. Rosemary is generally safe when taken in low doses. However, in extremely large doses, it can trigger vomiting, spasms, pulmonary edema, which is fluids in your lungs, and coma. Pregnant women should be cautious of high doses of rosemary, can cause miscarriages. And that is one thing that my aunt was telling me. Remember my aunt that was saying that she doesn't do witchcraft or whatever? And she's like, when we were walking to my vehicle, she goes, you know, if you want to cause a woman to have a miscarriage, just give them some rosemary tea. You know, and I'm like, okay, great, thanks. Nice to note that. Miss Churchy, you just told me how much you love Jesus, and you're telling me how to kill an innocent baby? It's like, I gotta get out of here. So, but anyway, but yeah, so if you are pregnant, I see this on TV a lot where I worked for an OBGYN for a few years, and of course I worked in labor and delivery for 10 years. But it's funny because you'll see people who are like on TV and they're like, oh, you know, you have an upset, so let me make you some herbal tea. Let me make you some herbal tea. You have to be really careful when you're pregnant. You cannot ingest herbs like that. You cannot have herbal teas. Herbal teas are one of the things that we always tell our patients, don't take herbal teas, because they're so strong and you know, they're probably fine for you, but for your baby, you have to be very careful. So, you know, stay away from herbal teas while you're pregnant, or again, ask your let's say your pharmacy, your OBGYN, if you can have it. And if they tell you yes, I would recommend that you do your research, because I'm telling you, it's not a good thing. All right. So rosemary, we already know how you can use it, all the nutrients and the benefits of it. Those are just some, and now you know how the precautions, and you know how to grow it and when to pick it. I mean, when you harvest it, try to get it from the very bottom so you can have that big sprig. But and there you know how to wash it and hang it up to dry. Okay, so let me talk to you a little bit about the magical side of well, did we talk about culinary? Let me see. We talked about how it's grown. You saw how the plant looks, how to pick it, how to wash it, how to dry it. We talked about the precautions. We talked about the nutrients. And yes, so you can definitely have rosemary. You can eat it in tons of recipes. Again, look on Pinterest. There's so many recipes that you can use it. There's nothing like having fresh rosemary. It's so delicious. Rosemary tea is so beneficial, so beneficial. And you can use it to make the essential oils. If you can find some rosemary essential oils, they're so good. Let me see. I have my handy dandy notes here. Let me tell you right now. Oh Lord, the heater in here keeps popping on. It's because it's cold in the house. And I'm in my little Harry Potter closet. Okay. Okay, so the health benefits of rosemary oil. It helps to boost your memory, your focus. It helps reduce the risk of cancer. It helps to treat urinary tract infections. It helps reduce stress. It can help relieve anxiety, reduce pain and inflammation, boost the immune system, relieves arthritis, pain. It's effective in mosquito, It is an effective mosquito repellent. It can control bacterial infections, can treat candida infections, and can also promote hair growth. It's a natural mouthwash. It's a natural painkiller. It helps to relieve menstrual cramps. So like you have some rosemary oil. Well, make sure when you buy the essential oil that is one that you can use topical, okay? That you can use directly on your skin. So when you're going to go buy rosemary oil, for me, this is just me, you can make your own. But for me, I go to this place called the Herb Bar in Austin. They have a really cool little website. It's called the Herb Bar, and it's on West Mary Street in Austin. And they sell a lot of essential oils, and you go in there, you can tell them, I really want to use this topical, and they'll say, oh, if you're going to use it topically, then let's use this one, because you guys know a lot of essential oils you cannot use on your skin. It will break you out in a horrible rash. So make sure that you ask whoever you're going to go buy it from, or if you're going to make it yourself, make sure you do your research and watch a video or read something so you know exactly which oils to use. But if you're having menstrual cramps, you could take some of that oil and just warm it up just a little bit, or put some in your hands and warm it up and then just rub right over your uterus. I was like, oh Lord, please help me, please help me. And it really does help to relieve menstrual cramps. Or you can drink it in a nice hot tea, not the oil, but you know what I mean. They sell rosemary tea, so you can definitely use that. Try to read anything else that I didn't tell you that you can't use. I would like to figure out how to use it to help with migraines, because I started to have migraines again, and so I definitely want to learn how to use it with migraines. I don't know if I can make it into a tea, or steep some in some water and then put a cloth in there and put that where it hurts, or usually like mine are right here on this part of my head. So I wonder if I could just use the oil to rub on my temples. I'll have to see about that. I buy some stress relief oil from Bath and Body, and you can use it to relieve stress, and you just rub it right on your temples. It is so lovely. And this also helps to, it's a fatigue fighter. So the oil itself has so many benefits because of the essential oils that come from the plant. If you were to take the rosemary and you rub it like this and you start to release all those oils, you can smell it and you definitely can feel it. So nice. So rosemary tea, I have a few things written here. Rosemary tea, fresh or dry leaves, steep in boiling water for 5 to 10 minutes, remove and add honey or sweetener to taste if you're going to make your own tea. So again, if you're going to make your own tea with this, make sure you wash it really well, and then you just take a little bit of you could just cut it like this if you want, or remove some of these and put them in a little tea bag or a little steeper, and you're going to steep it in your boiling water for 5-10 minutes, remove it, and then add your sweetener to it. If you want to use this for, if you have thin hair and you want to thicken your hair, this works amazing, guys. You want to take 10 drops of rosemary oil. Now, whether you make your own or you purchase it, 10 drops of your rosemary oil, 1 ounce of castor oil. Twice a week, massage this mixture into your thinning spots, and you're going to leave it for 30 minutes before shampooing. So some women start getting thin hair right in here, like right in here. You'll start seeing more bald spots. So if you make a rosemary oil with rosemary and castor, you can buy this over the counter too if you don't want to make your own. And you just rub it in there, and then you leave it for 30 minutes, and then you shampoo it out. And if you do this, you know, it's twice a week. You can do it more than that. It does to help promote hair growth, so it starts to thicken those spots. Rosemary water for hair growth. Now this I do a lot during spring and summer because I have so much of it. You can make rosemary water for hair growth. So you take fresh rosemary sprigs like I just showed you, and as many as you feel you need, and you're going to need some apple cider vinegar and water. You're going to fill the saucepan with enough water to cover the rosemary. You're going to simmer for a few hours. The longer, the stronger it gets. You're going to strain the water and allow it to cool. Once it's cooled, you're going to mix 1 part of raw apple cider vinegar to 9 parts of rosemary water. Rinse after you shampoo your hair. After you shampoo your hair and you've rinsed it all, and it's all, shampoo's all gone and it's nice and clean, and you're going to go ahead and rinse your hair after that. So after you've washed your hair, you can go ahead and use this to rinse, and the vinegar smell will disappear as your hair dries. So I know it's going to smell like vinegar, trust me, I know. And I'm like, oh my God, it's going to smell horrible. But I washed my hair really well, and then I rinsed all of my hair with the yes, I did my conditioner and everything. And after it was washed and conditioned, I put the rosemary water right on my hair. I just let it rinse. I just pour the whole thing over there. But since like my hair is long, you can just definitely put it into like a bucket or something, and you just make sure that it's nice and soaked in there. And I just, after I just did that. I just rinsed all my hair with that. And then I just squeezed all the water out. And then I dried it. And it did smell like vinegar. But once my hair dried, the smell was completely gone. It's also great for dandruff or dry scalp. And it also helps to speed hair growth. And it makes your hair thicker. When, for a while there, my hair was kind of getting really thin. And it was, you know, like I said, I was eating primarily all raw. And so as a vegan, and I was losing a little more hair. And then of course that also, you know, with age and a lot of other factors. But anyway, I was finding that I was having some problems with my hair thinning. So I started doing this and my hair started getting super thick again. So it's really great for that. Now let's talk about, how about, so y'all have any questions, like y'all can tell me. I think I'm going to try to go live one day. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know if I go live and nobody shows up. But I thought about going live and just answering questions, if you know, or just talking. All right. So the magical parts of rosemary. You guys know rosemary is one of those universal plants that we can use with everything. It's such a great herb to have. I mean, you can use it in just about everything. It's good for cleansings. It's good for concentration and focus, for clarity. It's good for love. It's good for memory. It's good for protection. It's good for sleep. It's represented by the element of water. Aphrodite is one of the deities that loves rosemary. There's a lot of other ones that love rosemary. Also think about offering your higher power fresh herbs. Like I'm going to give one of these to my Santa Muerte, and then I'll give the smaller ones to my Lama Dama, and I'll probably give this one to my Ganesh. You know, they're great to leave as offerings. And then when you've left them there long enough and you want to take them off, you can still take them off and you can use them. But just make sure you let them know, like, hey, I'm going to leave this on here for you, but when you no longer want it, I'm going to take it, I'm going to use it. They're going to be like, half of that is mine. It's really good for healing. It also helps protect against nightmares. It helps you get restful sleep. It's a natural remedy, again, you know, for so many things. I'm trying to see if I don't. If you are trying to, like if you're trying to study, it's really good to have a rosemary plant somewhere around where, you know, like in your classroom or on your desk. If not, you know, maybe put some of the oil. I have this necklace that's a little oil infuser necklace. You open it up and it's like a little sponge, and you put whatever whatever oil you want so you can smell it. And so I'm definitely going to be using some rosemary because I'm going to be studying for something. So Lord Jesus, help us all, because I can't remember what I had yesterday for lunch, much less remember some other stuff I need to do. But, anyway, but it's really good for mental focus. You can put some in a little bag, like a little mojo bag, and put it, you know, carry it with you to class, or wherever you need to help you focus. Or if you're at work and you're falling asleep, it's so beautiful. It smells so wonderful. And it really does help. Like, it's kind of like when you smell, or like when you chew a piece of peppermint gum and it kind of like wakes you up. That's kind of how rosemary is. I mean, I think we all know what rosemary smells like. So it's really good for mental focus and clarity and to keep you alert. So definitely. You can use it to ward off evil spirits. It's great for purification, for rituals, for, past life. If you're trying to do any type of past life work, ancestral work, it's really good for that. So you can lay some rosemary under your bed to help stop nightmares. You can hang some of this over your doorway, like the front of your door, like the inside door. Hang some up above your door. It's great for protection, and you can just hang it just the way you dry it, just like this. I mean, if you don't want it this big, you definitely can just cut it and hang it over your front door. It's great for protection. You can, you know, definitely make a smudge stick out of it and smudge your home. If you don't want to make a smudge stick out of it, you can take the dried leaves and you can burn it over a charcoal disc and go around your house. It really helps to cleanse and purify. Let me see what else. I'm looking at my notes. It's good for psychic abilities. It's good for any type of healing spells. 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 It's good for any type of healing sp Oh, you could also add this to your mop water. So you guys remember the video I showed y'all how I made infused waters? You can make just some infused water for, you know, make a big batch of it. So you can use some for your hair, right? And save some so you can add to your mop water so you can spiritually cleanse your house. You can use the same water to clean your altars. So just imagine making a big old pot. Like, you know how much this would make? This would make so much. Just make a big pot and fill up different gallons. Like, save your gallons of water or milk or whatever you get your gallons from. Make one for your hair. Make one to mop your floors, and then put some in a spray bottle so you can clean your altars. You can clean your altar tools. You can spray around your house if you need it. If you feel you want that cleansing, or you want whatever, all the benefits of it. Say you're getting sleepy and you want to spray some in your office area. You can definitely do that. If you want to boost the smell up, I would suggest buying the essential oil of rosemary and just add like a few drops of it to your infused water. It smells so good. But yeah, just infuse it like that, and to help to mop your floors with it. It really does help to spiritually cleanse your house. This is after you've already mopped your floors. After you've mopped them all and they're all clean, then make some fresh water and add your rosemary water, or put it in a spray bottle and spray your floors with it really well, and then mop your floors with it. Windowsills, doorways, you know, it's you can be so creative on how you want to use it. Do I have anything else that I want to tell you? I was gonna give you a few ideas on how to use it in spell work. Let me see. I don't have my my herbal book. It's over there, but let's see what we can find. Yeah, rosemary, I would suggest making some infused water just with rosemary by itself, and then also making some oil by itself, because, you know, rosemary is good, let's just say, for protection. You want to make a protection water or protection oil. You can use rosemary, and then you can include any other herb in there, or root or mineral, for just if you did rosemary and salt just together. That's great for protection. Put that in a spray bottle and spray it all around. You know, if you wanted to add a crystal in there, use a crystal that that's good for protection. But when you're using crystals and you're going to put it in water, make sure that it can be. There's a lot of crystals that cannot be put in water. You can make, you can put some of this inside of a little, those of you who sew, make a little pouch and put it in there like a little sachet or sachet. I never know how to say it. And you can put that in there inside your pillow, in between your pillow and your pillowcase, and that will help you for sleep. It'll also help to stop nightmares. So if you have problems sleeping and you have nightmares, I will make a little pocket, a little pouch, and a little baggie, so I'm trying to say, and put this in there, and I will put some lavender, and just those two alone is going to help you to sleep peacefully and also protect against any type of nightmares. Maybe for your child, if your child has problems sleeping, you definitely can do that. It's like, what is that noise? It's my husband downstairs in the ice machine. I think he's getting ready to go to work. I got to go down there and say goodbye to my boo-boo. But anyway, so yes, there are so many ways that you can use it. I was going to try to tell you all these different spells, but I think you kind of get the hang of it. You can make smudge sticks out of it. You can smudge, you can cleanse your house. You can definitely make rosemary baths the same way that you're going to steep tea. You can put it into your bath water. That's really is good for mental clarity. It's good for cleansings. You can make magical oils. You can cook with it. You can make teas with it. You can definitely make a besom out of rosemary, and of course all the spells that you can use with rosemary. Like I said, there's so many things. It's just one of those things that you can use. I've never used rosemary maliciously, because I just don't think that you can. It's one of those really, it's one of those herbs that are just good for everything by itself, or it stands strong by itself, but if you pair it with something else, it just adds more, you know, to love spells, to healing spells, you know, to any type of protection spells, for clarity, for focus, for cleansing, you know what I mean, exorcisms. It's good for everything, guys. So I would definitely put rosemary on your spring plants to grow, or your spring plants to buy. Definitely add rosemary. It is so beneficial, and you're going to get so many usage out of it. So if I piqued your interest, please get on your computer. If you have Pinterest, look up Pinterest. If not, Google rosemary, watch videos on rosemary. You will see all the benefits of it, magical wise, culinary wise, and medicinal wise. It's one of those things that it has multiple uses. All right, guys, I'm going to go downstairs and hug on my husband before he goes to work. I was like, what is that noise? I'm hearing all kinds of stuff, right? I got to do a few other things, but as always, I love you guys so much. I love y'all's support. Thank you, everybody, for coming on, watching my videos, giving me so much love and support. You guys are the reason why I do this. I still plan on making more videos. I'm just going to take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off because the girl needs some time off. I'm going to have a busy weekend. We have Native American powwow on Saturday. You guys know that is so important. That is my people. I'm going to go and just soak it all in. I absolutely love the powwows. I always want to climb on the bus and just go home with them. I'm like, my tribe, my people. But I definitely want to enjoy Saturday. This will be the first year Derek's going to go with us to the powwow. He's never been because, you know, he's been overseas all these years. So I'm looking so forward to that. And Halloween is tomorrow. My baby's looking so forward. This is her last year going trick-or-treating. She's going as Wednesday Addams. And I think on Sunday we're going to go see Maleficent. And I think on Friday I'm supposed to go witchy shopping with a girlfriend of mine and her daughter. We're going to have a girls' day, but I'm not sure. I have to reach out to her today and find out. And so I really miss seeing her and her child. And so I have a full weekend ahead. If we do go witchy shopping, I will take some footage of wherever we go, but I'm not sure because she doesn't know if she has to work or not. Anyway, I can sit here and talk to y'all forever. All right, guys, as always, love you all. Blessed be, and see y'all tomorrow. Bye.